All right, number 89, live with Spry. This time, I turned the camera to start out with. So yesterday we tried doing this, and I tried turning it. Gosh, it just looks funny when it's turned sideways. But we turned it sideways, and I thought it was going to look normal, but it didn't. I watched it myself, so you probably got a sore neck from last night. So I turned it this time. So I've got Spry here. Ellie's with me too, but she's over laying down. Jeremy Ebner joined in. Welcome, Jeremy. I'm going to ask you guys to do me the favor. I'll probably say it once we get a few people on, but please share these. If you think these are valuable to other people, share them on your page. Share them to someone who you think this would help. So Zach Powell says he's made it. Welcome, Zach. You're in. Tonight, what I'm going to do, again, obviously I'm still at the shop, and what I'm going to do is take advantage of actually having reception. Hello, Doug. Doug's in. Going to work on the same thing we did yesterday, except today I'm going to change it slightly. Stephanie joined in. Hey, Steph, how are you? So we're going to change it slightly. The thing I'm going to do different I'm going to go on lead tonight. Yesterday we went off lead, which I think is great because I have seen a few people. James just sent a message that he tried going off lead after watching the lives where we've got Spry off lead. He tried it, and so he took his dog and he did it in a hallway, and he had success with it. So that's awesome. That's the idea, is to be able to see some of the stuff that we're doing with Spry and then become a practitioner and do it yourself. So good evening, Jenny Becker's in. Got your packages? You bet. She got her packages, so now we're going to have a little tracking dog in the making. Dan is in from Missouri. Chris Hines is in. Welcome, guys. So do me a favor, share away on these. As usual, I always like to let you guys know how important it is to try to grow this. The easiest way to do it is by you sharing. Wyatt's in. Welcome, Wyatt. I got to look sharp now. Wyatt's watching. So what I'm going to do is I fixed the sideways camera, so I hope this works. Had a call coming in, so that wasn't good. Whoever that was, I'll have to call them back. So the difference tonight, I've lowered the camera so that you'll be able to see. Hold on one second. Sit. So here's a good application of real-world use of sit. Remote sit. So I just noticed, I should have probably looked at this before, this pallet's going to get in the way. I'm going to do my walking over here tonight. I'm going to get over here and you're not going to see stuff. So I'm going to move it. So this is a good real world application, remote sit. So my dog's got to be comfortable with me doing something, and they just wait. So one of the things Nicole had asked was to talk about and address more stuff. So if I get that there, that's out of the way. She asked me to talk about that stuff with working dogs. Now, hear the noise and the stuff, and I'm going to use this. I didn't plan on doing this. But you can see the dog's curiosity, banging around, driving around. Who's got dogs that are afraid to sit? See how she's getting nervous? So I'm going to bring her over. So, didn't plan on doing this. Come here. Come on, sit. I need to get her comfortable with this stuff. I don't want her spooking and breaking. Sit. Good. Good. See how she wants to shy away? Good. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Still make some noise. Good. Very good. I get her little tail wag. You can't quite see it. Good girl. Good. Good. Something that's new to her. So every time something's new to my dogs that I don't want them afraid of, I better make sure it happens in a positive way. This is the kind of stuff that comes up all day. Good. This kind of thing happens all the time. I got to click this off because I got a call on here. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. All right, I got you back. So go ahead and share, guys. I see some more people are coming on. So I'm going to bring Spry over here so you can see her a little better. Sit. So we started by moving a pallet, and I'm using this as an opportunity for her to get comfortable with something new. That's all. So we moved it out of the way. Now I'm moving this around here. No different than when I first walk around here for the first time. So here I'm going to get real close to her. So I'm going to go nice and slow. Good. Well, I hope you can see her. Good. See how interested she is? Good. Very good. Just sit. Just sit. I'll let her smell it a little bit. No problem. I'm going to move it while she smells. Sit. Sit. I don't want to creep her. No. If she wants to creep off, I'm going to put her right back. Sit. Good. So you can see she creeped the first time. Now, my lesson is quickly changing directions. But this is probably equally as important. Very good. See how she's reaching out and smelling it? It's probably just as important as anything I wanted to teach you about heel, which we'll get to heel yet too. But you can see, I'm going to move this right through the same spot that I just did. And last time she spooked, right? She scooted on me. There, I made a noise, I banged it a little bit. Second time through, wag the tail a little bit. Good. Sit. I'm not going to let her creep though. This time she wanted to creep towards it. Because she goes, gosh, that thing's not that bad. So when we run into this for the first time, she's scared of it. I had to use it as an opportunity to train something. So I'm going to bang it into the guam. Make noise. Good. The first time I went through, she swooped. The second time she was okay. Now the third time she's curious. So this is where I talk about them always learning. So we got to always be training. Now I'm running it right past her. No problem. This is the advantage of doing live videos. Because I would never have done this as a drill. But because we were setting up for a drill, it happened. And you guys got to see it. Sit. So this time, I just reverse it and I bring it back the other way. Good. Alright, that's enough. So there. Didn't plan on that, but we got it. So I'm going to put this over here. Now, I'm going to go back and grab the leash because I still want to get my heel work in. And I'm focusing tonight on her feet. I'm going to do the same thing we did yesterday. We're going to walk in squares. But I'm going to start easy. I'm going to go right hand turns to start out. I'm going to walk in squares instead of 180s. And I'm really going to work on getting her to position up with me, not a half step back. It's hard for me to get her feet the way I want them when she's a half step back. So I'm going to get her to come forward that half step. And every time she does, I'm going to let her know it with a good. And then every time she does it right, then I'll make the move. I'll make the move. I'll make the move. I'll make the move. So watch this. Spry, heel. Again, I don't want her sitting when I stop. That's a pretty good position. Come on. Now I get her up before I move. Good. Come on. Good. Good. What I'm trying to get is to get her to stay up with me. When I say up, I mean up half a step, right there. There. Right in line with me. Heel. She's a half step back. There she is. Come on. There she is. Good. So now I'm going to start telling her good when she does that. Come on. Good. Come on. Good. I got to get her to get that half step. Come on. There. Nice turn. I actually don't mind her going a little in front of me. Very nice. Good. Come on. Good. Come on. Good. Come on. Good. Come on. Come on. Good. Just that little bit of a half step is what I'm short right now. Come on. Good. And what it's doing is it's doing this. Now she's behind me. I can't have her behind me. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't want her sitting. Good. 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 There, that's the turn I like. Good. Come on. Good. Come on. Can't let her hide back. Come on. Come on. Good. Very good. Got to get that out of her because that's going to help. Oh, there it is. That's it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good. Good. Come on. Come on. Come on. No. Good. 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 There. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There. Very good. I gotta get that half step. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There. No, don't sit. Come on. Good. Come on. Come on. Good. There it is. Good. See how she's doing it? When I say when she's doing it, it's the turn. Come on, come on, come on. There. What I'm trying to get is the turn right. So when she comes up and she's staying back a half a step, and then I turn, she's way behind me always. And by her doing it, I think she's just trying to escape a little bit from it. What I don't like about it is I'm not getting very sharp response. So by her taking another half step forward, when I turn, watch how she comes with me. My goal is to come here and turn around and have her stay level with me all the way through it. Because that's really crisp. Ellie does it. You watch Ellie, when I come here and I turn, Ellie's like a magnet stuck to my hip here, and she spins right with me. And when I go back, her head stays right here, and her whole body just adjusts with her feet, but her head stays right here. The problem with her is she's getting so lazy, she's staying a half step back, which gives her an opportunity to always be recovering. So when she's back here and I turn, she comes around when she wants to come around. When I come here and I want her to turn, she's a half step back, and I'm having a real hard time getting her body to bend the right way. So if she were up further up here when I turned, if she had the better position when I turned, it'd be easier for me to get her body to turn. So my goal is to get this heel work really well. Well, now we went off lead, and her turns have gotten worse since she's gone off lead. I'm not complaining, because at least I got the dog in the heel zone off lead. But now I got to sharpen that up, because I want the heel zone not just close, I want it real close. I want it precise. So now I got to fix this. So now we're back on lead. Heel. So watch the half step. She's half step back. Come on. Good. There. And then her turn is better. Now her position is pretty good. Heel. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good. Good. And that turn is good. But I got to coax the half step out. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good. And then that turn is good. See how the turn is good once she's in position. It's if I turn and she's a half step back, she's dragging behind. Can't have that. Come on. Come on. Heel. She's a half step back. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good. Come on. That turn wasn't good. This is a good turn for her. But I got to get her up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good. That's exactly where I want her head. So it's maybe hard for you to see exactly because she's down a little bit. Let me lower it down a little bit. Her head needs to be... My tripod is a piece of tape on a box, by the way. So let me see if this helps. Heel. Come on. Come on. Here's the position I want. With her head and my knee and align with her shoulder. Heel. Half step back. Come on, come on. There. That's what I want. That's what I want. Heel. Good. Oh. Good. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Let me try moving this in. I'm going to try it in a straight line, see if this helps. Let me do this. Let me put it right at the, sit down. I'm going to put it right at an intersection that I turn on. I'm thinking that, I'm just having a hard time having you be able to see what I mean. Heel. Okay, I'm going to walk into frame, watch her position. Heel. See how she's a half step back? Come on, come on, come on. There. Now, there's the turn. Heel. Come on, 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 come on. There's the turn. See how her head's actually getting around now. Let me do this straight on with you guys. I want her head there. Heel. Good. Come on. Good. Right there. See how that's just a one step. Come on. Good. There's the turn I'm looking for. Yeah. She's short. There. Good. There. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Good. Come on, come on, come on. Good. Good. Come on. So that's what I'm working on. There, she's in good position. She's back a touch. Right now you can see she's back. So move forward. Come on, come on, come on. No. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. One more, one more. This is where, let me reposition her. Uh-oh, my tripod's slipping here. Yeah. I'm going to walk into frame again. Half a step. Good, right there. Good. See how she's a kind of a magnet there. Now I should be able to turn back into her. Come on. Come on. Now she's out of position, but I got to swing her back around. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. So this is what we're working on. This is what we're trying to get better. Come on. There. There. Good. All right. So that's that. I'm going to take a stop from that because we're losing the camera. Now, if you guys have questions, fire away. I see Mark's got something. Wish I could talk to you. Wish I could talk to you coming to the... We will not be at that one, Mark. We're not going to the Illinois. So here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to switch. We're going to make some retrieves. Here's my little dummy here. I'm going to have her sit. Sit. Let me go get a dummy. Here's the difference. Last 2 days where we had success, we were on that end and we threw it this way. We had her pick it up and we had her bring it back to us. So tonight, she's done real well with that. And boy, just in the last, since this weekend when we started retrieving with her in the water, and now we've had a couple days of it on land, she's really tapping into her want to retrieve. She's picking stuff up, a lot of stuff. Picking it up, bring it back to me. She brought a cob of corn to me the other day, yesterday out of the chicken coop. And she picked it up and she was so happy and proud and brought it back to me. So I'm not discouraging that at all right now. I'm encouraging it. I'm encouraging her to deliver it to me because she's got a pretty nice hold. So I'm adjusting this so you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same scenario or setup that I did last time, the last 2 times. I started her on the other end, put it in her mouth, she held onto it, and I called her to me. And I just had her bring it back to me. Now this is not necessarily the thing I would do with every dog. I've never done this with a dog before like this. I've never taken a young pup and got her to start making nice retrieves to me by having her kind of hold for me at a distance and recalling her to me. First off, I don't like recalling dogs off a sit. You guys know that. So it compromises steadiness. So I got to balance it by pitching bumpers and not letting her pick them up and doing denials where I go pick them up. So that's how I'm countering that. But what I have found is because she holds it and because she's got a strong recall, I feel like I'm burning the habit in of straight out, straight back, straight out, straight back. So I start out with this and get her to bring 2 or 3 of them to me. Then I either pitch one for her, maybe I pitch the next one and let her bring it back to me, and then maybe I do a trailing memory on the last one. I've got the lead tonight so I can do a trailing memory. I can't do a trailing memory with her off lead yet. She's not good enough. She's not good enough at off lead work. So I'm going to start out. The thing that I've changed tonight is I've reversed the scenario. I used to stand on this end and throw it towards you and send her. It was easier because there's kind of a channel here. I got a forklift here, I got a motorcycle there, and I got a bunch of boxes here. She came in here, she didn't really have a lot of places to go, but turn around and come back. That made it easier. Today it's going to be harder. There's an open shop here. There's way more temptation, so I got to see if she's willing to get through that. If she doesn't, then I reverse it and I go right back into where we had success. Heel. Heel. Nice little off-lead heel. Nice little turn. That was a beautiful turn. What did we just work on? We worked on that exact thing that we just did. She did it really nice. So now I'm going to give her to hold, 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 and I'm going to get over here quickly so she doesn't have time to think too much about it. Spry, here. Good girl. Very good. Hold. She's right here to me, and I'm sharing it with her. I'm not taking it out yet. Hold. Very good. Her little tail's wagging. She's pretty happy. I'm going to bring her back over and keep this focus throughout this whole drill. So I'm getting nice little heel work out of this. Heel. Good. Now heel is not the focus of this drill, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Hold. But I am going to make her think. I'm going to get back quickly. Oh, very good. You come right to me. Very good. I'm not going to yell at her for that. Good girl. Come on. Heel. Heel. Get her back out. Right to this spot. See. Hold. 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 Good girl. There's a little reverse heel. Good girl. Right here. Right here. Good. Share it with her. Very good. Dead. Dead. That's it. Now, I'm going to get her to sit. Come here. Come on. Now she's got to be steady. Sit. Girl, good girl, come on. Very good. Now there's temptation. She's got a shop she could run into if she wanted to. Good girl. There's not a lot I could do about it. But because I formed this little habit of hers now to go straight out and straight back, I feel like we're getting there with her understanding of, you know what? I'm not supposed to run out and lay down on it. She used to run out, want to lay down on it. And then outside in the yard, she still was doing that this week, Monday. She ran out to it and she laid down on it. She kind of wanted to play with it, and I had to get on her with my tone and say, no, 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 here, here. And by the time I did that hard enough, her recall was good enough, she brought it back. So I'm not doing it out there. Not doing it until we get good at it in here. Again, she's got to be steady. And she's going to have to learn, not everyone is hers. So I just threw on floor and I let her pick it up. Now I threw on floor and I picked it up myself. She'll learn real quick. Not every retrieve, every time we throw something, it's not necessarily hers. That's how we keep them steady. Spry. Get her out and get her back. Come on, come on, come on. That's it. Come on. That's it. Very good. This is the first time in her little retrieving career that she hasn't dawdled out there when she runs up on it. Very good. Now, I'm not in a hurry to take it out. I'm not taking it. Hold. Dead. She really wanted to play with it. Always. Remember that. Look back on the old videos. That was my problem. Was I was throwing it out. She'd want to play with it. She wouldn't bring it back. She wouldn't bring it back. She wouldn't bring it back. The thing's not working as good today. So now, I'm going to do one more variation of it because I want to get away from throwing stuff for her. I don't want her thinking everything's got to get thrown. Heel. Now, does she heel off lead? Yes, but does she heel off lead enough to do a trailing memory? No. I saw that yesterday. No. Heel. She's never done one of these before. She's not sure what to think. Because I couldn't get it done last time. Sit. Good girl. Right here, come on, come on, come on, come on. That's it. Very good. Come on, don't think twice. Come on. No, 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 no. Here. There it was. See how I knew she was thinking about it. She went, oh boy, I'm kind of free right now. Hold. I was quick to remind her. Good. Hold. Good girl. Hold. Dead. That was my reminder, was don't think twice about it. I didn't even get a chance to finish my sentence. Don't think twice about it, Spry. As she kind of held up on me and decided she was going to maybe hang up, I had got on her with my voice and said, no, 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 no. Get back here. Sit. And we ended under control. So I got her in. That's 3 days in a row, guys. We're moving. We're moving forward with our retrieving. So we still got work to do on the footwork. We still have a lot to work on in general, but let's see. Carol looks like her husband is putting down a new floor and needs supervision. I'd be there right now, Carol, if I were you. Marty, good evening. Mark was in. I'm just going through to see if anybody had any questions. Karen Holder's was in. I don't know if she's still in or not. How's old Dan doing? Curtis, how's Curtis from Iowa? Jeremy, can you train my kids Rusty? You got to have a big checkbook to do something like that. Rusty's a good friend of ours. Louisiana. Jeff Trudell's in. Rusty was in. Jeff's in. Jordan's in. Anybody can you do some sharp left turn? I will, James. I'm not going to tonight because I think it was enough getting these rights, and we got some improvement on the right, so I'm not going to push it. I will do some lefts, though. I want to get the easy one done before I do the hard one. To see one, Aaron's in, seeing one real time, which is good. Mark got in, so no questions. Guys, if you got questions, these are the great times to ask. Rhett Hall is in, distractions. Rhett, I got a message from you I got to get back on. Jason Erickson, Ron Herring joined in. Ron is having some success. I know he is because Reverend Anderson shared it with me. Tamara was in. Wyatt was in, looking sharp. Steph says the best way to keep track of me for dinner. Soon. I'll be leaving soon, my love. Anybody else? If anybody else has any questions, fire away. And if you do, don't hesitate to ask them after. I think it's way better if you ask them while we're doing it, because then I can ask you questions. But I think we're going to wrap it. Doesn't look like there's any questions right now. Number 89. We're going to be, what age do you start the tying out? Chris had a question. Chris has got that little pup. I'll start tying them out usually around 10 weeks maybe. It's not like 10 weeks is the day that I have to wait till, or the day I say, oh, I got to start tying them out because they're 10 weeks. It's just about that usually. Usually they're pretty little. I like to put them in my little puppy pen. Look back on the Live with Sprys, and you'll see the little puppy pen that we used that helped us to get that pup used to her kennel. Spry anyway. Spry whined a little bit when we first just put her in the kennel, so we put her in the fenced-in puppy area, which allowed her to go in and out of the kennel at her own will. So I usually start tying them out about the time they can climb out of there, which is usually about 10 to 12 weeks, which means it's just they're big enough. Those little puppies, I think tying them out, Chris, yours is really young. I think there's a lot of stuff that just needs to settle in when a puppy comes into the house. And my focus isn't necessarily on tying out, because I don't think they're going to learn to give the pressure to the neck. You may be putting a little more stress on them than they need to at that point. So I just want them getting comfortable. And I don't think you have to tie them out that early, because they're so little. Usually I can walk them around the house twice, and they're so tired they're just going to fall asleep. So, but somewhere after 10 to 12 weeks maybe is when I would start tying them out. That little pup Moja, I wouldn't tie her out yet. She's 8 weeks old. She's too young. So any tips for making retrieves in water? Yeah, I like retrieves in water. I actually used retrieves in water with Spry. I'm going to flip this and show you what Spry's doing. This is what, and I'll touch on Nicole's question now, but retrieves in water, first thing you got to do is get them comfortable with the water, Chris. So I would go in the water with them. Someone asked me this week, how do you introduce a dog to water? And my answer was really simple. Go in with them. So get in your swimsuit, whatever you got to do, make sure the water's warm enough that it's not going to be uncomfortable.
and walk into the water and wade in. And they don't have to swim if they don't want. Just let them walk around in it. This is a process that introducing them to water is something I want them to like, right? So we're not going to, the last thing we're going to do is take them on a dock and they don't want to go, so just bump them, just nudge them a little bit and they'll fall in. No, I've seen that. It doesn't work. That's not how you don't, that's forced. You don't force stuff on dogs that you want them to like. You get them to bring it out naturally. So walk in the water yourself. It might be 6 inches deep, it might be 3 inches deep. And then as they build confidence and they show boldness, go a little deeper, go a little deeper, go a little deeper, until eventually they're swimming. A lot of little puppies don't even realize it when they're swimming. So it's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting. Introduce them to water first. Then when you're retrieving with water, what I do is get right in the water with them and walk out. Maybe I'm knee deep or just before they have to swim, and pitch something 3-4 feet. So they can't help but go get it. They go get it, they swim back to you. And you're right there to kind of receive them as they come in. So you're going to bring them right in. And what I don't want to do is, the thing you have to be careful of with water retrieving early on is when they come out, they want to shake. And as soon as they come out, they're going to spit the bumper to shake. I don't want, you'll notice every retrieve I've done with Spry from day one on to where we are right now, I do not want them spitting bumpers. I don't want them spitting dummies. I don't want them spitting tennis balls, because eventually we're going to hold condition Spry, just like we do every dog. And if you start out by not having them dropping early on, hold conditioning is very easy. It's dogs that get in the habit of spitting bumpers or dropping bumpers or having it be okay to do that now hold conditioning, now we got a much bigger hill to climb. So when they come out of the water, they're not going to spit it out in the water. So when they come out of the water, you intercept them while they're holding on to it, and you tell them how good they are, and you share it with them and all that stuff. So you want to not let them, don't stand 10 feet back on the bank, so they get up, they spit the bumper, they shake, and then they pick it back up and bring it back to you, because you're forming a habit. You don't want that habit. So let me go back here. Lake Superior loves the water, but maybe a little much and isn't really focusing. I'll take that advice. Yeah, Lake Superior is cold. If you don't want to go in it, I wouldn't want to go in it. So don't do it, I wouldn't introduce the idea of this in a place like Lake Superior. I'd instead find a little farm pond, Chris, that's real warm, hot almost, and that's super comfortable, and you can get in it with them, and make sure the water's good before we try to do retrieving in the water. So, but I used water to help me get my first good retrieves with Spry were in the water, because it's not the first time she was in the water. She swam without retrieving, had no problem with swimming. I had other dogs with us and all that stuff, so she was real confident. And then I pitched a bumper for her. And she wanted to go get it. She did, and she brought it back, and I intercepted her, so she never had a chance to drop it. So that was how we got it started. When do you start bringing them around guns to keep them from getting gun shy? Months down the road. Spry hasn't been shot over yet. She's 8 months. Probably pretty soon. I haven't done it with her because we haven't been retrieving much. And I'd like to tie that gunfire in with something that she really likes. Well, first I got to make sure she really likes retrieving. So sequentially, I'm going to get into retrieving with her and get her retrieving real well outside, and lots of fun and real good excitement, and it's a real fun thing under control. And then I'll start introducing guns at a distance. I might have my son with a 410 at 150 yards, and he might pop one when I throw a bumper, and I'll see how she responds. Now, she's heard loud noises. You saw today when I banged the forklift thing, or my little pallet jack. You know, loud noises. They're introduced to guns before they ever see guns, if you do it the right way. This weekend, 4th of July is coming up. 4th of July is guilty for creating more gun-shy dogs than any gun will ever be, because people forget about the idea of guns and dogs, and they just light fireworks, and dogs get exposed to stuff that they shouldn't. That's going to create dogs that are turned off of loud noises. It's not so much guns that turn dogs gun-shy, it's loud noises in situations that aren't controlled in a good way. So what I would do is, this weekend, be conscious of that, everybody. We will be as well, but there's stuff, my dogs are exposed to loud noises just in life. We got to make sure that isn't become the issue, because by the time you bring the guns out, you might have made a gun-shy dog before you ever brought a gun out. So you got to be careful. You just sit, little girl. Best suggestions for getting Thor stop when I stop. He is hot and cold with it. At times he does, and other times he'll take an extra step to a full step, reverse direction. So you've got the opposite, Jeff, of what I've got. I've got a dog that stops a half step short, and I got to encourage her to take another step. You got a dog that takes a step extra before you want to. So don't stop, just turn. And remember Wyatt Anderson's recommendation on I forgot my keys. So you turn around and you 180 like right now. You send it like dead in danger. So you don't slow down. You turn and go, turn and go, turn and go. And what the dog's going to do is the dog's going to start to get smart and go, if I stay back just a little bit, I'll be able to react to his turn. So if he's a full step in front of you, you turn into him, ouch. Because if it's a left-hand turn, you're going to bump your knee right into his chest. Or maybe his midsection if he's that far in front of you. If it's a right-hand turn, the neck is really going to get snapped as you turn around. So he's going to learn to start staying back where he can react to your moves. So it's not coming to a stop and just reefing on his neck. It's turning and going the opposite direction so that he has to pay attention to you, and he has to figure out where that area is that he doesn't get corrected. So it's sharp. It's Jeff, I can see you working with him right now. My answer will be sharpen everything up. Be a lot crisper. And that's going to take coordination on your part, because when you're walking and you're going to do a left, your dog's a step ahead of you, and you're going to do a left-hand turn, it's got to be really smooth. Your footwork's got to be really good. It's got to be real. Your flow and your cadence has to be like right on. So when you come to a stop and the dog's a half step, you don't ever stop and then turn. You turn like on the dime. You turn in motion. You never stop. You're forward, you're back. You're forward, you're back. It's like if you're a tractor and you've got, hydrostatic versus like gear shift. Well, if you're gear shifting, you have to come to a stop, put it from forward into reverse, or you'll screw up your transmission. But don't be a gear shift. You need to be hydrostatic, where you push the forward pedal and then you push the backward pedal, and it goes from forward to backwards like right now. There's no shifting. That's what you need to do. You need to be moving forward, and then you need to be moving the opposite way. But that's got to happen by you making a turn. So it's going to have to be. You got to have to be pretty coordinated to do it. So sharpen up. That's what you need to do. Is sharpen up your precision and your footwork and your flow to get that to happen. Vicky's in. Welcome, Vicky. This is great, guys. These are the questions this is the value of doing live. Thanks. Sits and stays are going good. Just thinking ahead for my next month. Yeah, Chris. So Chris has got that little pup. About the same age as our Moja. So you're going to be kind of following along once we get that started. Let's see. Patrick Hawkins says hello. Hey, Patrick. Rhett Hall says, amen. I hit the woods during the 4th because of that. I hit the woods during the 4th because of that. I'm assuming when you say hit the woods, you're escaping civilization. I don't mind. I don't blame you a bit. Jeremy Neely joined in. Jeff Trudell got it. Thanks. Chad's first live. Been catching up on number 44. So you went from 44 to 89. Got a little ways to go yet, Chad, but I really recommend doing what you're doing. Follow along step by step, because boy, it'd be interesting to see what your thoughts are. I don't know what we did in number 44, but it'd be interesting to see what we did in number 44 to what we did in number 89. And I bet you if you look at that, you're going to go, man, that dog had come a long, long ways. I bet you 44 wasn't filmed that long ago. That's the funny part. This stuff goes really fast, guys. So consistency, the 7-day challenge, man, that was eye-opening to some people. And it was eye-opening to some people because they started in on it and they said, man, I can't do it. I can't make it all 7 days in a row. It's hard. It is. I totally get it. But as soon as we look at that and we go, you know what, it is hard, we're going to figure out a way to do it. And then you go 7 days and you realize the steps you've taken and the progress you've made and how much further you are in 7 days than you were on day 7 to day 1. Man, it's a good feeling. Now copy and paste. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Pretty soon you're from 44 to number 89. And I can look back and I can go, man, we're a lot further than we once were. And she's only 8 months old. Not even 8 months old. She's about 7.5 months old, I think. So, I think she's 7.5 months. So, all right. So Chad says it was a huge difference. She is big now. That is, the thing about it is I hear so many people say, I just want to enjoy them when they're puppies, let them be puppies. So I'm going to go back to Nicole's question, because Nicole wanted me to talk about hyperactive dogs that get too spun up. She said, Spry's so calm. Well, trust me, I can get Spry excited. But you'll see, you saw it tonight. Everything I do, as soon as she starts to bubble, I stop it. And I stop it by just turning off whatever it is that's pushing her over. So it's constant. Here's the thing. Her training lesson today lasted 15 minutes here at the shop. Whatever it took. 15, 20 minutes, I don't know. Her culture that she lived in today with me was 100% the same as it was during that 15 minutes. She never got to go out and run around and just burn off energy. She never got to get excited, get off the bed and just do hot laps. She never got to get excited and jump up on me. She never got to wrestle and play with the other dogs that were here. When she tried, no doubt about it, she tried. When I brought her in from the house, from the truck, I got this sleepy girl over here. Ellie came with me today. These two have been with me all week at the shop here. So every time I let them out of the truck and I let them into the house and into the shop, this one tried picking a fight with Ellie. Not a fight, but said, "Hey, let's go for it. Let's run." And immediately I said, "Ah, ah, 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 ah." And she went, "Oh no, he's still here." And she settled back down and I brought her in. Now, I brought her in off lead. All week this week, I brought her on off lead. For the last week and a half, I've been going places off lead with her. As long as she's able to do it. And as soon as she goes, I just can't do it, I boil over, I put a lead on her. And for months prior to her, the week and a half, sit down. Here it is. She wants to boil over right now. Sit down. So, regroup. It takes constant focus on your part. You can't train a dog for 15 minutes a day and the rest of the day let them do what they want. Because the habit that will be formed is the one that has the most consistency. And if it's the most consistency is I do whatever I want, I'm able to get away with running around and getting worked up. And if that's more consistent than this right now, then that will become the habit. The habit needs to be this. So the challenge is you got to spend more focus on it. And when it comes to the physical part of it, if your dog gets so excited when you walk up to them that they boil over, then don't walk up to them like that. Walk like this. Take a step. And until she tells me she can control it, I'm not taking another step. And when she decides, okay, I'm settled, I'll take another step. And when she settles, I'll take another step. And when she's settled, I take another one. And when she's settled, I take another. If you can't tell right now, I've slowed way down with everything I'm doing. Talking, walking. Good. It's enough. Don't tell me that she doesn't just realize she did something right. I don't have to get down and treat them like I haven't seen a dog in 10 years and we got a homecoming and what am I gonna do? I'm gonna get down on the ground, I'm gonna hug him and I'm gonna praise him. Now that's an extreme. But if your dog can't take the excitement of you going like this, very good. Very good. If that boils your dog over, don't do it. You might just have to look at the dog and say, good. And if she didn't respond much to that, so she needs a little more. Very good. That's a good girl. That's what it took for her to understand she did something right. So you got to find your level that doesn't boil them over, yet maintains the control. And the same goes true with correction. Trust me, when she laid down and jumped on that dummy the other night and wouldn't bring it back to me, and she picked it up and she took a look like she was going to go running to the next 40, I got on her with my tone. It was like this. No, here. I meant business. She knew it and she came. Now, I wouldn't don't put her in the position to make the mistakes if she's not there yet. So before I do that, just get good recall. Get good heel. Before I go off lead, she's got to get really good on lead. She's 7.5, let's say she's 7.5 months. I started heel work. I don't know, Chad might know where I started heel work because he's probably around it right now, somewhere around 44. I don't know when I started heel work with her. But whenever it was, it couldn't have been much sooner than like 14, 15, 16 weeks, I'm guessing. Maybe a little earlier, 12 to 14 weeks. I don't know. But when I started with that, let's say it was 12 weeks old. That was 3 months old. She's 7.5 months now. So it was 4.5 months ago. We started heel work, maybe. Let's just say, I don't know exactly. 4.5 months. Well, a week and a half ago, I first started taking her off lead. So let's say it was 2 weeks ago. So 4 months, for 4 months, when I went outside with this dog, I put her on lead to maintain control, make sure I had control. Now, when she proved to me that she could go off lead and recall to me, I let her do that. But remember, I know this, about 13 weeks into it, when she was about 13 weeks old, she quit coming to recall. She won't do it anymore. So what did I do at 13 weeks? I stopped letting her out without a lead. I took her out on lead. Is it more work to take them out on lead? Absolutely. But I had to get through it. So I did. And we got through it. So that's the stuff that you just got to recognize. And boy, it sounds like a lot of work, but it goes really, really fast. So let's see. So Jeff said, so Nicole, if Nicole's watching, I don't think Nicole's watching right now, but she might watch later. The way to work with a dog that is super high energy is to be very, very slow all the time. Change their culture. They're high energy for a reason. And don't tell me it's genetics, because I don't buy it. Some dogs are hotter than others, no doubt about it. But I can take our workshop, I'm going to show a video. We did a workshop in Buffalo County. Jeff will remember this. Jim had a dog named Lily that was really high energy. Really high energy. In Jim's hands, she was almost out of control at times. And I took her, and within 3 minutes, she calmed down because I really, really put enough pressure on her to understand I just wasn't going to allow for it. It wasn't an acceptable behavior. Well, genetically, she might be a higher drive dog, and she was. But culturally, I didn't allow it. She responded really, really nicely to it. I see that all the time. So we create some of the issues ourselves as handlers, almost always. We also fix some of the issues as handlers, almost always. So Jeff says, I've seen firsthand with Thor, speed of training and have some speed of training and consistency has a huge impact. It's why I have some struggles with a couple of things, but we'll keep working at it, no doubt about it. That's why we all have struggles. Almost always, guys, when I have problems, it's not because of the dog. It's usually because of something that I'm doing, or maybe it's something I'm not doing. Angie joined in. Cody joined in. Angie finally caught alive. Took drift out on lead. At least 4 months also. So she's in the same boat. Brooke Christine joined in. Hey, Brooke is in. Brooke, we're trying to find out what kind of oak tree you planted there. I'm interested myself. Brittany, hi. Oh, I remember Lily, says Jeff. So that's it. Great tonight. Great way to end it. I like the questions. I like questions because I feel when you guys ask questions, we're really hitting on some of the stuff that you're wondering about, what you're struggling with. I don't mind just doing stuff, but when you interact and you ask questions, it makes it a lot easier for me to go, you know what, they're not just watching because it's fun or funny or whatever, but we can get some back and forth going. And it's a lot easier for me to answer them this way than it is on just messages. You know, a lot of people that send messages, I think they're afraid to ask it live. Don't be afraid, because my answer will be way better live than it will be in message, because I get a billion of them, and it takes so long for me to say everything I want to say. And then I might have questions, and then I got to ask you, and you got to answer this, and all that. So back and forth. So live is the way to do it. I realize not everyone can be live. We only have 17 people on right now, so I realize not everybody's questions can be asked live. But if you have them and you're watching live, this is the time to ask them. So you guys have a great night. We'll talk to you soon. Steph, 25 minutes, I'll be home, dinner. Just kidding. Not really, but we'll talk to you guys later.